This is a special RVBN video blog. This video blog is going to break away from my traditional format of the RVBN video blogs that I've been doing since June of 2014 for this special one. As many of my Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google Plus fans know, or if they don't know, yesterday my family was devastated because we had to put a nearly 13-year-old pug, Ernie, down. Ernie lived in what is like doggy years, close to 91 years old. He would have been 13 on May 15th. Ernie came into my family's lives on July 21st, 2004, and he was a joy of a dog. It was the first dog we had since my family had since November of 2002, when my Cocker Spaniel Rico passed away at the age of 12 due to complications of cancer. Ernie was a very fun, loving dog. He loved everybody. He was a very, very people's person. He would come to you, always bark at you for a few seconds, and then like jump on top of you. He would always be at any of my family members' side if they were having a bad day or they weren't feeling good. Ernie would always come into my room. Sometimes he wanted to sleep in my bed or jump in my bed. In the early years of Ernie's life, he would sleep in my bed a lot. I would always take Ernie for walks around the block, and he would always see many of his doggy friends like Misty, Chloe, Moose, and Bill, who was a greyhound, and Molly, and Ike, and Casey, among others. And he would really love to walk around the neighborhood. Sometimes I would go 6, 7, 8 blocks with him when he was a young puppy and like a young adult puppy, and he would always swim in the pool. He would always bark wanting to go in the pool that my family had until 2014. And my dog, Ernie, would always love to go with my family to visit my grandfather and grandmother in Somerville when they were alive. In July of 2010, Ernie was diagnosed with a back condition, and his back was, was going to deteriorate until he would be forced into a wheelchair. My family had a hard decision to make, but we decided to go to keep Ernie. Ernie would go to regular physical therapy sessions for about 1.5 years or so, and Ernie was still a happy dog, but there was not too many things he could do. He couldn't jump around anymore. We had to be a little bit real careful, especially sometimes when he ran. He had to be real careful. Ernie loved to see rabbits in the backyard, but he couldn't catch them because of his bad back. Plus, rabbits would love to run away, and he was good to my sisters and my nieces and nephews. And he continued to be a happy dog, and he was still fighting strong until about, 6 months ago, when there was some, signs that Ernie was, deteriorating a little by little. He needed surgery on his teeth because they had somewhat of a smell. Then he had to go to the vets once in a while to get his stitches removed because he cut himself. 2 months ago, he had a couple of fainting spells, thought it was a seizure, but it turned out to be vertigo, and he bounced back from that. But about a week ago, Ernie hurt his paw, and then that was kind of it for Ernie. His strength wasn't that good anymore. He had difficult time going to the bathroom, and he just deteriorated to a point where my family had to make a tough decision. They had to put him to sleep, and Ernie was, put to rest this past Wednesday at 2 o'clock, and it was a very devastating blow to my family because Ernie was the best dog ever, and he is in a safer place now. It's very, very strange and very lost and empty without Ernie in the house. Coming into the house this afternoon, it felt an emptiness, and when there's the times to feed him and take him out, it's a loss. It's just sad. When I saw him the last time before I went out Wednesday morning, I broke down and cried and I kissed him, and I said, "You're such a good dog. It's just, why does this have to happen? Why couldn't he live forever?" I just cried. I hardly break down, but losing a pet is very devastating. Sometimes it's even more devastating to lose a loved one or like a family member, because pets are like so innocent. They're there to warm you, and they're there to greet you. It's just pets don't speak, and you have an unconditional love to pets, period. So rest in peace, Ernie. Woof woof.